for the past few days. I'm not sure why this is happening. I think if these people are not joining the classes, then they are not also coming with questions, coming with queries. I'm not sure how they are progressing, what they are doing. But then once I schedule interviews, then they'll giving me personal calls. I won't be receiving personal calls then. If they can't attend even classes, because as far as I know, there is only two people who have conflicting work shift timings, which is why they informed me in advance, and due to that, only two people I know of who won't be attending the classes. They just keep going through the recordings. And they actually, when they have doubts and queries, they do ping me, regarding the issues. So that is based on prior communication. But not sure what the other 20 people are doing. I'll do one thing. For LWC, when I'll do, I won't record the classes. I'll inform pre-hand, and then let's see who joins, who does not joins. Because before interview, I can't start giving, say, 5-6 revision classes for every basic things just because people didn't join the classes. Fine. Right. So now the question जो हमने कल जहां पे छोड़ा था वो था कि अब ट्रिगर तो बहुत सारे सिचुएशंस में यूज हो सकता है. इट कैन बी बेस्ड ऑन एन ऑपरेशन, इट कैन बी बेस्ड ऑन द टाइमिंग. कौन सा टाइप चल रहा है? So with this trigger, how do we identify all these things, all these scenarios, right? So for that, we have something called trigger context variable. Okay. Now I'll just go through the most used ones, basic ones. There are some other variables also. I'll give you a reference to the class. You can also see there. But the ones which you should know, which you should always know, you should never forget these ones. Those I'll cover. Okay. One is so what is the first context within trigger you may need to know? The first context you may need to know in trigger is which operation is happening, which DML operation is happening, right? So for that, trigger dot is insert. Okay, trigger dot is update and so on for all five. What is this? This will return a boolean, which means if you write in your code something like this, if trigger dot is insert, okay, so that means whatever right, whatever code you have written here will only get execute when the trigger is running through a insert cycle. Okay, that means I write a code here. Let's say I write a code here. Trigger dot is update. Now here I have written some line, here I have written some line. Okay. जब मैं नया contact create करूंगा, which means when I'm inserting a contact, then whatever is written inside this bracket will be executed. Why? Because I have added a condition that trigger dot is insert. That means is this trigger running for an insert operation? Okay. Similarly, is this trigger running for an update operation? Right? So this is the code to execute. So let's just test this. Under debug, I'll do is within insert and within update. Pretty simple. Let's save this. And what I'll do is I'll create a contact. Okay. So I'll do a insert C record. Then I'll just print something. Insert done. Right. And now what I'll do is update C record. I didn't specifically modify something because I just want to do the operation. Okay. Now if I execute this, within insert run, within update. What did I write here? This I wrote is within insert. Right, fine. Should be fine. Now, hold on, where did it go? Oh, sorry. Right. Now, if you see here, insert happened, then done, then update happened. Does the flow seem okay to you?
सर थोड़ा समझ नहीं आया, थोड़ा रिपीट कर देंगे प्लीज, मतलब
Right, no worries, no worries. Any doubt you have, you ask. Right. तो मैंने यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है कि मेरा कॉन्टैक्ट ट्रिगर के अंदर अगर मेरा ट्रिगर डॉट इज इंसर्ट इज ट्रू, राइट, बूलियन है, ट्रू है, दैट विल मीन करंटली कॉन्टैक्ट रिकॉर्ड इंसर्ट हो रहे हैं. सो इन दैट केस I want to print this line, system.debug within insert. And else if I write that it is an update. Okay. Now, then I'll print update. Now what I did, मैंने कोड लिखा जहां पे कॉन्टैक्ट बनाया मैंने, पहले मैं उसको इंसर्ट कर रहा हूं, उसके बाद जस्ट आई हैव एडेड अ सिस्टम डीबग टू मेक श्योर कि इससे पहले इंसर्ट हो रहा है और उसके बाद अपडेट हो, तो आई कैन सी ऑल द डीबग्स, राइट. एंड देन आफ्टर आई एम डूइंग एन अपडेट. So first I'm doing insert, then I'm printing something, then I'm adding an update. Now, what the output come from this? इस कोड का आउटपुट क्या आया? Based on our code क्या आना चाहिए? If you look at the code.
सर विदिन इंसर्ट, इंसर्ट डन एंड देन विदिन अपडेट.
Right? पहले insert होगा तो तब ट्रिगर चलेगा, within insert वाला print हो जाएगा. Then I'll print the external insert done and then update चलेगा. Now if you go to the output, what did actually come? Now ये दो बार क्यों आया? Anyone? ये दो बार क्यों आया? Within insert दो बार आया, within update एक बार आया. Why? कोई अटेम्प्ट लो. Try to come up with something, guys.
सर मे बी हमने ये नहीं एक बार इंसर्ट होने से पहले बिफोर इंसर्ट चला और एक बार इंसर्ट हो गया तो वो आफ्टर अब इंसर्ट चला, तो इसलिए उसने वो जो इस इंसर्ट है उसको दो बार प्रोसेस किया और फिर उसके बाद ये डीबग स्टेटमेंट लिखा एंड देन फिर इस हिसाब से तो अपडेट भी 2 बार
अपडेट भी
चलना
2 बार
चाहिए था।
होना चाहिए था, बट होना चाहिए था, बट नहीं हुआ क्योंकि हमने अपडेट को 2 बार लॉग ही नहीं किया। हमने डाला है खाली बिफोर अपडेट चलाओ। अनलेस वी ऐड आफ्टर अपडेट हेयर तो आपका ट्रिगर नहीं चलेगा। ओके, इट इज नॉट ए गिवन कि ट्रिगर हर ऑपरेशन पे चलेगा। आपको स्पेसिफिकली बताना पड़ेगा कि ओके फॉर दिस स्पेसिफिक ऑपरेशन आप चलाओ। Now I have made it for before insert it will run, after insert it will run, before update also, after update it will also run. Now if I run this, what we will get? Within insert, within update, within update. Right? So this block is running twice. One time for before insert, one time for after insert. Now, again, we have to actually break it down. How? तो हमको बिफोर आफ्टर का भी पता करना है, उसके लिए देयर इज अनदर वेरिएबल। सो वन वेरिएबल टाइप आपको पता चल गया जो ऑपरेशन बताता है। दूसरा एक वेरिएबल टाइप है जो आपको बताता है कि विद इन इंसर्ट बिफोर एंड ट्रिगर डॉट इज आफ्टर। ये आपको बताता है क्या? विद इन इंसर्ट आफ्टर। राइट, नाउ इट वोंट रिपीट। लेट्स एग्जीक्यूट। Within insert before, within insert after, then our insert does, then update also same thing is happening. Now is this clear? कि एक बार चला फॉर बिफोर, कैसे पता चला फॉर बिफोर? ट्रिगर डॉट इंसर्ट भी सेटिस्फाई हुआ एंड ट्रिगर डॉट इज बिफोर भी सेटिस्फाई हुआ। दैट मीन्स दिस इज द टाइम व्हेन इट इज रनिंग फॉर बिफोर इंसर्ट, जो सबसे पहले चलेगा, उसके बाद चलेगा आफ्टर इंसर्ट। राइट, इज दिस क्लियर?
सर इसका फ्लो एक बार दोबारा बता दीजिए।
ओके, सो फॉर अपडेट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? फॉर अपडेट मैंने जो भी कोड लिखा इनसाइड एल्सिफ ट्रिगर डॉट इज अपडेट, so that is running 2 times, right? But as we had discussed, हमको तो सेम कोड 2 बार नहीं चलाना है, हमको कुछ कोड चलाना है बिफोर द ट्रांजैक्शन एंड कुछ चलाना है आफ्टर। राइट, तो उसको हमको डिफरेंशिएट कैसे करेंगे, कौन सा कोड कब चलेगा? सो फॉर दैट वी हैव दिस ट्रिगर डॉट इज बिफोर एंड ट्रिगर डॉट इज आफ्टर। तो हम लोग एक चेक लगा देंगे कि जो कोड मेरे को पहले चलाना है that I'll put inside the trigger dot is before and कुछ बाद में चलाना है I'll do it trigger dot is after. So here, right?
Yeah, can't we
राइट।
write in same condition, if condition?
Sorry?
Hello.
Yes.
Can't we write in same condition, like only one if condition? This statement.
Only in one if condition.
Yeah.
Like मतलब क्या condition join
like
करके बोल
trigger
रहे
dot
हो? If trigger
insert.
dot is insert and is before.
Yeah, yeah,
If trigger dot is insert and is after. वो same. It's
yeah.
वो condition join करके see code optimize होता है loops कम करने से, condition कम करने से जो change होता है that is minuscule. People can like this way also, right? Instead of this whole thing, what you can do is, let's say I was setting some value here. Okay, string say output. Okay, string output, right, is equals to blank. Now, what I'll do is, if it is insert, if it is before insert, I'll set, say, output as before BI. Let's just write short forms, BI, right? Else I'll write output is BI. Or same thing यहाँ पे कर सकता हूँ. Now this whole thing I can change. Else I'll just write update. Let's see. Update. ये जो मैंने लिखा, ये पूरा ये जो इतना इसमें लिखा, right? I can write it as like this also. Output is equals to, right, figure dot is update you else, right? Figure dot is insert and figure dot is before BI else A. ये पूरा ये जो लिखा मैंने ये पूरा एक लाइन में हो गया. बट एग्जीक्यूशन विल बी सेम. उसके लिए कंपाइलर के लिए दिस इज एन इफ कंडीशन ओनली, तो वो कंडीशन चेक ही करेगा. ओके, so condition, it is more important to be accurate than to be lesser conditions. But for loops, अगर आप loop कम कर सको अपने कोड में, then you are reducing a lot of time complexity. So there is something. Okay, let me do one thing. Just I think just for normal code writing, I think it will be something helpful for you guys, which is first move
Sir,
this
one
one,
small thing I wanted to ask.
right?
सर जैसे 6th लाइन में हमने लिखा इफ ट्रिगर डॉट इज इंसर्ट, ये दिस विल रिटर्न बुलियन, और अगर ये ट्रू होगा तो वो नीचे वाले उसमें इफ में आ जाएगा, और
Right.
अगर वो ट्रू होगा तो उसको प्रिंट करेगा, और उसके विद इन वाले एल्स इफ को स्किप करना चाहिए उसको.
See, ये एक if है, right? These brackets. तो ये कंडीशन जब सेटिस्फाई होती है तब ये इसके अंदर आ जाता है. अब विद इन दिस होल ब्लॉक हैज टू बी एग्जीक्यूटेड. ओके, इसका पैरेलल अगर ये फॉल्स होता है, सो देन इट गोज टू वेयर, डायरेक्टली टू हेयर. ओके, दिस इज देयर इज अ लेवल. ओके, दिस इज द फर्स्ट लेवल कंडीशन. ये कंडीशन फॉल्स होती है तो इसी के लेवल पे जो दूसरी कंडीशन है उस पर चला जाएगा. ये कंडीशन अगर फॉल्स होती है तो वो यहां नहीं जाएगा, वो पहले यहां जाएगा. Okay, these conditions are
सर
not
मेरे
parallel,
क्या
these
ना
are nested.
कर रहा हूँ, या फिर इट इज या स्पीड स्लो है. इज एवरीबॉडी एबल टू सी द कर्सर?
No, it has delay.
You can't see the cursor and this brackets getting highlighted in green.
नाउ सर वो नाउ वी कैन सी.
No, when previously selected, you can see these cursors, right?
या नाउ आई कैन सी. सर बता दीजिए.
Okay, no issues. Must be some internet issues. Honest. Fine. So, scope is this one. This if is ending here. तो अगर ये condition satisfy नहीं होती है, तो it will automatically go to here. Okay. If this
Okay.
condition satisfied, ये इसके अंदर जाएगा. नहीं तो जहां पे इसका स्कोप खत्म हो रहा है वो वहां चला जाएगा.
राइट.
Okay.
ओके.
Right. So before actually let me do that. Okay. First this before, after, and this insert, update, delete. This one is clear. ये वाला सबको clear है? Yes or no, guys? You have to answer.
Yes, sir.
So it is just clear for one person. I'll assume it is clear for everyone since no one is asking any question or confirming. Fine. Now, the thing, right? Who had asked the question? I think Omkar, you asked for same conditions.
Yes, sir.
Right. Fine. So with conditions, it does not affect that much. But what it affects with is loops. I'll give you an example. Let's say we have right. Let's say I have a list of accounts. Okay. List of account I have. This list. Let me make it a small variable just for is equals to list of account. Right. Suppose इसमें values है. अभी मैंने एक blank बनाया. Suppose इसमें values है. Now let's say I also have a list of contact. What I want to do is I'll go through all the accounts. I need to go through all the accounts. Let's assume इस list में मेरे पास 5 accounts हैं and इस list में मेरे पास है 10 contacts per account, which means or rather 5 contacts per account. So I have 25 contacts in this, right? So I have 5 contacts per account, right? This is the current number that I have, and I tell you कि मेरे पास ये 2 list हो गया, and what I need you to do is give me the output in this kind of format, right? Account.name hyphen contact.name. इस फॉर्मेट में आप मेरे को आउटपुट दो. Right. Now, how can you do this output? I'll give you the most rudimentary solution, which is I have to अब हर अकाउंट का देखना पड़ेगा मेरे को. That means for account a record in air. हर अकाउंट को मैं चेक करूंगा. Then what I'll do is for contact record in CA. If record dot account ID is equals to record dot ID, then print system.debug. What do I print here? Oh, great. A record dot name hyphen let's say C record dot name. ये मैंने प्रिंट किया है यहाँ पे. ये लूप चलेगा. राइट. दिस इज अ वैलिड कोड, राइट? कि मैं पहले सपोज मेरे पास 5 अकाउंट है तो हर अकाउंट के लिए एक बार लूप चलाऊंगा, फिर उसके अंदर हर कॉन्टैक्ट के लिए एक बार लूप चलाऊंगा, एंड इफ कॉन्टैक्ट का अकाउंट आईडी मैचेस द अकाउंट का आईडी, आई विल प्रिंट द आउटपुट एज अकाउंट का नेम हाइफन कॉन्टैक्ट का नेम. यही मेरा रिक्वायरमेंट था, राइट? Yes or no? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Right, sir.
Right. Now, how many times did this condition run? ये loop कितनी बार चला? So for every account, so this loop ran, I know for 5 times this loop ran, right?
9 to 20, sir.
Then for every account, this loop ran how many times? 25 times. right? So how many times it went to this part, to this condition?
125
कितनी
times.
बार ये कंडीशन चेक हुआ? Anyone?
125, sir.
Right. 125 times I have checked this condition. Okay. Right. So this is a case where for this loop, the code is executing for all of these variables. Every time, think of it this way. ये लिस्ट का पहला वेरिएबल को उसने किसमें डाला, चला, फिर दूसरे इसको फिर से ए रिकॉर्ड में डाला, ए रिकॉर्ड ही बार बार अपडेट हो रहा है, थर्ड टाइम, फोर्थ टाइम, फिफ्थ टाइम. This is also assigned how many times? 25 times. Then here this condition equal to condition is checked how many times? 125 times. Right? So यहाँ पे because I have done nested loops, so this is what is happening. Now how to actually optimize the code, make it better? What I'll do is, चलो यही मेरे पास ये दो लिस्ट है, ठीक है? What I'll do is I'll first create a map. Okay, I'll create a map. Map will be of what type? Map will be of the type string,
Evaluate.
comma, list of contact. Okay. My map is equals to new map string, comma, list of contact. ये मैंने एक blank map बनाया. Now what I'll do is I'll just run one loop for contact C record in C list. तो ये loop कितनी बार चलेगा? How many times will this loop run?
25.
25. 25 times this will run. What I'll check is if my map dot contains key.
Sir, maybe there is some issue with the internet speed. Your voice is coming, but can't see anything that you're writing, I guess.
Is it same for everyone?
Yes, sir. There is delay.
There
Yes,
is some
sir.
delay. Okay, let me reshare my screen. Let me know once it is visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Right? This is visible. Now, what I'll do is, sorry, what it is, till here is it clear?
Yes, sir.
ये contact record पे चल रहा है, right? Now, hold on, this I have to make type ID. I'll make it ID. What I know is, ये जो मेरे पास query से जो accounts आए थे, right? There are two ways which you can keep. One है हमारा SQL से हम list ला सकते हैं. Another what we can do is we can create a map of also ID account, right? Map of ID account we can create. We won't use the list. What we'll do is we'll create a map of ID account. It goes to new map of ID comma account, and here we'll have our SQL, whatever it is. Whatever SQL I want, I'll put inside this, and I'll now this इंस्टेड ऑफ लिस्ट हमारे पास एक मैप हो गया जिसमें क्या है, अकाउंट का आईडी और अकाउंट का रिकॉर्ड, अकाउंट का आईडी, अकाउंट का रिकॉर्ड. दैट इज ऑल विल डू. Now here, this loop I'm running, what I'll just check is if my map dot contains key record dot account ID, right? What does this mean? This condition. We have already went over maps, guys. What does this condition mean?
It will take IDs from account.
Right. It will check if for this record, whatever is in the account ID, is that already available in this map as a key, right? And then I have added a not, which means ये चेक करेगा कि इस मैप के अंदर करंटली ये अकाउंट आईडी अवेलेबल है कि नहीं एज अ की. Okay, and if it returns ki okay it does not exist, then what I'll do is my map dot put on the left side I'll put is C record dot account ID, and along with that I'll create a new list of contact inside which I'll add C record. तो क्या हुआ, मैप में मेरा ऐड हो गया. Think of it this way. Currently my map is empty, right? वो कंडीशन होने के बाद my map will become what? Let's say account ID 1 and उसके against में contact 1. This became my map. After this, now if this is false, which means already contains account 1. Suppose अगला contact जब है already contains account 1. Then what I'll do is my map dot get. What I'll get against this account ID. Against this account ID मेरे पास क्या आएगा, ये list आ जाएगा, ये वाला list, and I'll do is dot add. तो जब दूसरी बार चलेगा ऑलरेडी लिस्ट है तो नया लिस्ट नहीं बनाएगा, इट विल ऐड C2, right? So I run this loop and after this I end up with what? A map which contains data in this format, C3, C4, C5, right? Then account 2, C6, C7, C8, C9 and C10, right? ऐसे स्ट्रक्चर में हमारे पास अल्टीमेटली आ जाएगा कि हर एक अकाउंट का आईडी उसके कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग जितने कॉन्टैक्ट्स हैं, every ID corresponding to that whatever list of contact I have, right? Now this ran how many times? 25 times, right? After this, now what I'll do is for account a record in what is the map I have queried, a map. तो अगर मैं रखता हूं यहाँ पे a map dot value, तो मेरे पास क्या आ जाएगा यहाँ पे, लिस्ट ऑफ ऑल द अकाउंट्स. की सेट से मेरा आईडी आ रहा था तो वैल्यूज से मेरे पास अकाउंट रिकॉर्ड्स आ जाएंगे सारे, right? And here I'll write is for account record is this system dot debug a record dot name right, and no, sorry, not for this one. What I'll write is our map is ready. So now what I'll write is for IT account ID in my map. Right? For this I'll write system.debug. ऊपर वाले मैप से हम पहले अकाउंट आईडी यूज करके हम डेटा लेंगे, which is what amap.get अकाउंट आईडी. तो ये हम कहाँ से गेट करें? इस वाले मैप से गेट करें. तो मेरे पास यहाँ पे आएगा अकाउंट डॉट नेम प्लस माई मैप डॉट गेट अकाउंट. कॉन्टेक्ट भी आ जाएगा मेरे पास. So I'll get every account and against it all the contacts. Now this run how many times? कितने मेरे पास accounts हैं in this? How many accounts are there? This will run 5 times. So total this run how many times? 25 times. क्योंकि यहाँ पे either ये satisfy होगा या ये satisfy होगा, right? So in total we ran 30 times instead of 125 times. Sometimes अलग अलग लूप में ब्रेक करना may feel like you are complicating the code, but you may end up reducing 125 to 30. This looks far more simpler than this, right? But this will work better than this. This is the standard approach. Obviously this will work. It's not like ये काम नहीं करेगा. In most cases, if you know, then it won't affect you. Why? अब यहाँ पे now let's go with our assumption कि हमने तो 5 अकाउंट लिए थे यहाँ पे. अगर ये मेरे पास 1000 अकाउंट होते और ये मेरे पास हर उसमें जस्ट 100 कॉन्टैक्ट ही होते, so then this would have run how many times?
1 lakh times.
Right? And this would have run how many times? How many contacts you have? Wait. Hold on. We had 525. Right. Sorry. If we had this as 1000, this had 1000, and this is sorry, reverse. This has 100, and this has 1000. तो ये 1 lakh times चलता है. But in this case, अब कैसे चलेगा? कॉन्टैक्ट हमारे पास कितने हैं? 1000. अकाउंट कितने हैं? 100. कितनी बार चला? 0. So once the number of records increases, this will become exponentially high. But this will remain on the same level. क्योंकि आप हर एक चीज एक ही बार चला रहे हैं. कॉन्टैक्ट का लूप एक ही बार चला रहे हैं, अकाउंट का लूप एक ही बार चला रहे हैं, राइट? बट व्हेन यू नेस्ट लूप्स, लूप के अंदर लूप जब आप करते हो, देन यू एंड अप विद दिस थिंग. ओके, जस्ट द डिफरेंस इफ यू सी 5 and 25 में 60 का डिफरेंस आ रहा था, 125 से 30 मतलब 70 इधर 80 95 का डिफरेंस आ रहा था. जैसे ही अकाउंट्स थोड़े बढ़ गए, because 100,000 accounts, 100 accounts is nothing in Salesforce. Okay, actual project production data में you will see millions of records. Then is where the issue comes. एक आपका query maximum कितने रिटर्न कर सकता है? आपका query maximum it can return 50,000. So then it will become what? And this will just become 1 लाख, राइट। जब आपका क्वेरी 50,000 रिकॉर्ड पे रिटर्न कर दे, ये आपका 1 लाख बार चलेगा। ये आपका कितनी बार चल रहा है? 250 करोड़। लूप्स आपको कम करने हैं। ऑलवेज इन योर कोड यू हैव टू रिड्यूस लूप्स, ब्रेक इट डाउन इनटू डिफरेंट लूप्स। लिस्ट की जगह मैप्स यूज करो, सेट्स यूज करो, व्हाटएवर सीम्स बेटर, यूज इट, बट reduce loops. That is the way to make your code faster. Okay?
Sir, can you elaborate to that map part?
Sorry?
Can you elaborate that map part?
Which part to elaborate? This
Line
map?
number 36, all that.
ये वाला part?
Yeah.
Right.
From line
हाँ,
number
तो इसमें
36.
क्या हुआ? See, okay. See what happened here. मैंने मैप का एक टाइप जो बनाया है, if you see, my type of the map is, मैप में हमको पता है की होती है और उसके कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग एक वैल्यू होती है। की मैंने यहाँ पे रखा है आईडी। Why? This will be the account record ID. This is the key. And उसकी वैल्यू में I have kept a list of contacts. So my end result will be like this. ये मैप का एंड रिजल्ट विल बी लाइक हर एक अकाउंट के अगेंस्ट में उसके अंदर जितने कॉन्टैक्ट्स हैं वो सारे एक लिस्ट में ऐड हो जाए। तो जब मैं प्रिंट करूं एक ही बार में मैं आईडी और सारे कॉन्टैक्ट प्रिंट कर सकूं, राइट। सो दैट इज व्हाई आई मेड द डेटा टाइप एज दिस। नाउ व्हाट आई एम डूइंग, मैं खाली कॉन्टैक्ट के ऊपर लूप चला रहा हूं एंड मैं चेक कर रहा हूं कि ये वाला जो कॉन्टैक्ट है इसका अकाउंट आईडी क्या ऑलरेडी मैप में है। अगर मैप में है so then I'll just get this list. If I write map mymap.get account 1, if I write here mymap.get account 1, what will happen? Mymap.get account 1 will return me this, right? Yes or no?
That's it.
Right. Now then I add the contact to this. तो ये लिस्ट आती है and I'll add C6 to this. Now ये तो चलो अगर मैप में ऑलरेडी मेरा आईडी है। Let's say if I have mymap.contains की अकाउंट आईडी अकाउंट 3 अगर मैं चलाता हूं यहाँ तो mymap.contains की अकाउंट 3 will it return true or false? क्या रिटर्न करेगा? मैप में क्या अकाउंट 3 अभी है?
Account ID. then.
अकाउंट 3 है क्या? अभी नहीं, खाली अकाउंट 1 और अकाउंट 2 है, राइट राइट। so then if that account ID is not there, so this becomes false and then this exclamation makes it to true. So then what I do, I don't get anything, I directly put into the map a new value. When I add a put, I am adding a new value and the value is what? crecord.account ID, comma, new list of contact, which will become something like this. Account 3, healer. राइट जब अकाउंट ऑलरेडी इसमें नहीं है तो मैं एक नया लिस्ट के साथ उस अकाउंट को ऐड कर रहा हूं, नहीं तो उस अकाउंट का लिस्ट को गेट करके उसमें खाली कॉन्टैक्ट को ऐड कर दूंगा। ओके
Yeah, sir. Got it.
इज दिस क्लियर? So then that is what I meant when I said reduce loops. नहीं तो वो 1 लाख बार चलेगा या 250 करोड़ बार चलेगा. It's up to you. 1,000 times you have to run and 1 lakh times you have to run. Nested loops will run more because यहाँ पे if you think यहाँ पे हम खाली एक एक लाइन लिख रहे हैं inside the loop. Actual cases में क्या होगा? Actual cases में there will be like hundreds of lines inside this loop. Right? There can be 50, 100, thousands of lines. Loop के अंदर कहीं पे कुछ operation कर रहे हो, कहीं पे कुछ और complex logic कर रहे हो. You won't just be printing things. So then what will happen?
सर रियल टाइम में ये स्ट्रक हो जाएगा क्या सर? आई मीन आई जस्ट वांटेड टू आस्क. अब
हाँ?
250 करोड़ बार जब रन होएगा तो स्ट्रक हो जाएगा या you can't see the result or
Exactly.
errors?
So those, yeah, that is why writing good code is absolutely necessary, which is why Salesforce में हर एक चीज का heap size है, memory है, runtime space है, right? All these limits are there. Your processor can be in progress. One transaction. How long one transaction can take? Okay. Let's see here. ये जैसे हमारे पास रिकॉर्ड्स का था, राइट? कॉलआउट्स का हमारे पास टाइम है, टोटल टाइम कितना हो सकता है, रिकॉर्ड्स प्रोसेस कितने हो सकते हैं, मैक्सिमम सीपीयू टाइम कितना हम ले सकते हैं फॉर वन ट्रांजैक्शन. ओके, सो 10,000 milliseconds is what? 10 seconds, right? This is the CPU time. Similarly, for a single Apex transaction, maximum execution time आप क्या कर सकते हैं? आप 10 मिनट तक रोक सकते हैं. It can take up to 10 minutes. और database classes में, batch classes में, it takes some time. But 10 minutes is the maximum. Right? So, तभी तो जाके hit होता है ये. And your objective should always be to reduce the chances of hitting any limits. Okay? So, everything has a limit. कितना स्टोरेज जाता है उसका भी होता है. रुको, स्टोरेज का हाँ, हीप साइज का आता है एक्चुअली. See, synchronous transaction have a 6 MB limit. Triggers, controllers, Apex classes, इन सब से you get 6 MB तक you can use. Memory उससे ऊपर जाएगा तो अटक जाएगा. 12 MB is this. Now, what are the use cases? देखो, code does not take that much time very quickly. Okay, so you will need like similar to that number of 250 crores or 200 crores to actually hit the heap size. Okay, but what if you are working with some kind of file? Mail भेजना है, attachment है, कोई file read करनी है, right? There can be a number of different things. In those cases, what will happen? Immediately, it will hit. So that's why always write optimized code. I will share you actually this. We were supposed to go through this, but I think actually we did cover a good topic. There was this blog someone had written which had most of the things together. I think Salesforce Ben had it. This is for trigger. This is fine. This was geek. I think this is the one. No, this is just for the trigger. ट्रिगर भी चलो वो भी देख लेते हैं. ट्रिगर था जस्ट एक नॉर्मल एपेक्स, ये सेल्सफोर्स पे. I've shared all these 3 links to you guys. जब कोडिंग राउंड होता है इंटरव्यू में, okay, these are the things that get you pass or fail. If someone asks you to write a code एंड आपने गलती से भी फॉर लूप के अंदर एसक्यूएल लिख दिया, ही विल आस्क यू टू जस्टिफाई, ही विल गिव यू एन अपॉर्चुनिटी क्यों आपने लिखा, क्या उस सिनेरियो में जरूरी था. देयर आर केसेस जहां पे यस इट इज नेसेसरी, one off cases, but there are cases जहां पे it is necessary. But if you can justify it, you're immediately out. Okay, this page is taking some more time to load. This is the, sorry, this is still better, right? So go to this code. See, this is what is happening. See, for account, then they are running all the queries for account level, which we were doing previously. We were checking on this same thing. Instead, what they did, they created one for loop, put it in a set, then run a query on this set, then again separately run a loop, and then update it. Right? This nesting of loop is what caused the issue. For loop inside the for loop. Instead, they broke it down into, okay, let's do one for this, get all the contacts, then do another for this, and update. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. I'll do one thing. This, I think the link I've shared, that is fine. But I'll also show you some like Apex, like comparison methods I have, which I use to, differentiate like which should be the approach to follow. Like this is a sample method and what would be a better version of that method, right? So I will share that to you guys also. But okay, at least for now, this trigger context variable, these ones, the ones which you have covered, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Right, that's fine. Then Monday we'll cover the record type trigger context variables. Okay, these are just the static trigger context variable जो आपको trigger के बारे में बताते हैं. But आपको trigger में तो records को लेके भी काम करना है ना. Suppose आप before insert में जा रहे हो, तो आप before insert में you will let's say validate something or assign some field. तो वो record कहाँ से मिलेगा? Right? So we have trigger dot new map, trigger dot old, and trigger dot old map. ये है. और भी trigger context से कुछ specific variables है. I'll also elaborate on that on Monday. Okay. Right. So keep working on that assignment I have given you. Keep practicing that for the SQL DML. वो वाला आप करो. आपने जो methods लिखे हैं, compare those with this recommended practices. कि आपने जो कोड लिखा है, does it align with the principles जो यहाँ पे बोले गए हैं कि you should do this, you should do this, you should not do this. Okay? Do it in that way. Try to find out is there something that I have done better? Is there something जहाँ पे आप improve कर सकते थे, नहीं करा, या फिर कुछ scope और है to make it faster. So just go through this and we'll connect again on Monday. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. Great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time on the weekend.